Two things I wanted to touch on. You just touched on all the goals that English teams conceded. I think qualifying for the knockout rounds, everybody was making this case for how England is, head and shoulders above the rest of Europe because they had
Hmm.
six candidates or six teams in
Yeah,
the knockout stages. And we've
yeah,
seen four of them go out since then, only two progressing through to the next round in Arsenal and Liverpool. And it's
yeah,
not just that they went out, it's the manner that they went out, right? So
yeah. I think that's a problem.
Man City 5-1 on aggregate, Chelsea 8-2 on aggregate, Spurs, what is it, 7-3 or whatever it was. Same thing with Newcastle. That brings the question back, right? Like were people right to say that England was head and shoulders above the rest of Europe, or is this kind of like bringing everybody back down to earth?
Um, I wouldn't say bring it down to earth because I think everyone is forgetting important aspects when it comes to these teams, right? Premier League teams are involved in four competitions. The rest of Europe, majority of them, if not all of them, are involved in three competitions, right? That's including their own domestic cups. This is one of those seasons where the Premier League, none of us had a winter break. Remember, I said it a few minutes ago that we've literally been playing every 3 days for since end of November. And if you look at the teams that have been in the Champions League, a lot of them have had this type of schedule. Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle have been four of those teams out of the six that has played a lot of games. Don't forget Newcastle made it up onto the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, right? Same thing with Chelsea. They've played the FA Cups. Everybody played the FA Cup. So we've literally been playing every 3 days. And you look at the other guys, they all had like a 2 week break during the January time where they're able to rejuvenate. They're able to get a lot of players back who have been injured, right? And then again, you add to it is we have a very physical league, right? We have a very physical league. So to play those type of games every 3 days and then you're finding yourself all the way to Europe and whatnot. Like, for example, look at PSG. When PSG was drawn against Chelsea, they had a game against, was it not Lens? In between the game for Chelsea's home and away. And the French Federation literally cancelled that, not cancelled the game. They literally took that
They
game off the
postponed it.
calendar to reschedule it for some other time, right? Do you know that right now they are drawn against Liverpool and they are already thinking of taking the game in between both legs for PSG again? So this is something that you're seeing a lot of the other federations doing for their teams. I wish the Premier League would do it or the FA would do it for the English teams. But then again, you also have to know that it's very difficult, right? For the fact that we're playing in four competitions. If you look at the English calendar, for example, where are you going to push those
Packed.
games? Man City and
Crystal
Crystal
Palace.
Palace, they haven't still been able to find somewhere in their calendar to play the game which they were meant to play this weekend because the players, luckily for us, I think we got like a week off somewhere. That was how we got to play Wolves, right? So now that Man City is out of the Champions League, you'll be like, okay, there might be somewhere in the calendar, but guess what? Crystal Palace went through today in Europe. So now they still don't know where that game is going to go to, right? And we still have the FA Cup that pulls up in the weekend. For the teams who are still in the FA Cup, those games that we meant to play that weekend in the Premier League, those games are going to be rearranged again. So when you look into those contexts, I think the Premier League is still like, yeah, like levels above those teams. And I think the league table of the Champions League showed you that as well. Like if you're having 8 teams to qualify automatically and we were able to get 5 out of the 8 qualify automatically, but out of 16, we had 6 that went through, right? So at the end of the day, it's testament to how good the league is. I'm not going to change it now just because of those results. Yeah, those results were embarrassing. I was one of those people to come out and say that England
It was
definitely
bad,
did.
my guy.
Yeah, it was actually very bad, right? But we also have to know these things. Like these other guys are getting 2 weeks off. Like imagine Arsenal getting 2 weeks off, right?
Right.
Like, ooh, our boys would be in Dubai trying to get a little bit of break, and you don't know. Like,
Ooh.
think about it. The time we came back with our set piece shenanigans and all, it came from a winter break when we went to Dubai and just went to go rejuvenate and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of context people also have to consider to that.